Hearts and Horses is a 2023 film written and directed by Ashley Hayes Wright, and it stars Ashley Hayes Wright, Cadence Wright, David Owen Wright, Jaina Wright, and Scout Wright. And I have seen a few Ashley Hayes Wright films before. Some are good, some are not so good, and this could have gone either way. And I will say, it got off to a terrible start. The first maybe 5-10 minutes are really bad, and I'll explain why. But with some perseverance, it can actually be a pretty decent experience. The narrative is brilliant, the story is great, the characters are great. I guess I'll talk about the things that don't work very quickly, and then I'll mention the things that do work. The acting is quite wooden in some places, but not all of the way through. The music is diabolical. The music is absolutely terrible. Again, not all of it, but there are quite a few occasions when the music does not fit. To the point where I was wondering, have they uploaded the wrong music track? Have they merged the wrong music with this because it doesn't fit at all? And some of the camera work isn't great, particularly in the beginning. That's one of the things that stood out to me early on as being not very good. But after a while, I don't know if I just stopped noticing bad camera work and I became more invested in the narrative, or maybe it improves as it goes on. But I will say, if you did start watching this and gave up after 5 minutes, I wouldn't blame you, but I'd say maybe give it another chance, because once the story gets going, it becomes better, because the story is lovely. It's about a father who has to look after his daughter, his teenage daughter, after tragic circumstances, and he wasn't even aware of her. And it's about them connecting as father and daughter and bonding with, well, beautiful, beautiful horse. So that works really well. It's definitely very emotional at times. It's quite a heavy narrative, but there are, of course, lighter moments as well, just so it's not too heavy. And I think they did a good job with the story, with the characters, with the emotions. All of that was believable, realistic, completely bought into that. So as a story, Hearts and Horses works well. It's quite a sweet film. I rather enjoyed the experience. And I guess that would make sense to me why I was more aware of the problems at the beginning. Because we were still establishing the narrative, I wasn't yet emotionally invested in the characters' journeys. Once it got going, it was easier to focus on the characters and the story rather than the aspects that are not well done. All of the music, I will say the music is very jarring. That did keep coming up. So it's not a great film. It's not really a good film, but it is a good story. And I know some people, personally, I'd rather have a good story and mediocre technical aspects, but I know some people would rather have amazing technical aspects and an okay story. So depending on what you're looking for, you might enjoy it, or you might really not like it. But if the story sounds like something that might appeal to you, if you want to look at a beautiful horse, absolutely, then this could work reasonably well. The film needs a lot of work to be considered a good film overall, but as a story, I thought it was quite a good experience. And as I am narrative-driven, second, I'm character-driven, both of those worked quite well. So ultimately, once it got going, Hearts and Horses was a decent film for me. Still needs a lot of work, but if it sounds like it might appeal to you, if you like films about horses, give it a go. It's not a great experience, but it is a nice story.